Hello guys, and welcome to day 4 of the NGB Game of the Year discussions. I am Ben, and I'm joined by Johnny.
That is correct.
You are here.
I am.
And we're going to talk about...
Video games!
Yeah, the 10 best video games of 2017.
Oh, mate.
According to...
Us.
The fine folks at NGB.
Yeah.
And we're going to launch straight into it.
No messing around.
No messing around. With our number 10 choice...
Give it to me.
Cuphead.
Right.
So, Cuphead...
Yeah.
You don't sound enthralled by that, Johnny.
No, I don't care.
Why?
The problem with Cuphead is it does look very nice in a backwards sort of way.
Right.
Because, I mean, I get the whole point of it is it looks very old and stuff, but, I think when the main discourse about a game when it comes out is how hard it is, it doesn't appeal to me.
So, you see, I'm normally in that boat.
Yeah.
I don't think the challenge... the challenge for Cuphead is obviously the difficulty, but I don't think the appeal of Cuphead for me is the difficulty.
No.
I think the appeal of Cuphead for me is the general aesthetic to it, the general feel of it, the level of care and attention that's gone into the animations.
Sure.
The overall design of it is stunning. I mean, if you want to talk about games as art,
yeah,
which is a tired discussion that we're not going to have now,
no.
But that's a great example of it.
Sure.
Myself and Nick are the guys that voted for this one. So we said, Nick said, sometimes the revisiting of classic genres can end up in being a half-hearted nostalgic throwaway or a pretentious foray into disappointment. Cuphead is neither. The game's 1930s presentation is some of the most charming and lovingly crafted visuals around, topped off with a challenging and one more go addictiveness that flourishes throughout the entire game.
Sure.
And he's got it spot on.
Okay.
Like the level of addictiveness in that gameplay, it's like, oh shit, I could have done that there.
Yeah.
I'll give it another go. I'll see if I can beat that boss this time around.
Yeah.
And about 99% of the times I've died in Cuphead, I've gone, yeah, that's because I fucked up.
Okay.
Like, it's not doing it through cheap mechanics. It's not doing it through broken mechanics that you think, oh, that's bollocks. That, I lost because, or I died because the game fucked up.
Yeah.
There've been one or two instances where I've been like, right, well, the mechanics really conspired against me in that point.
Yeah.
But for the vast majority of it, I've if I've died, it's been my fault.
Okay.
I think there is genuinely a lot to love about Cuphead. The art style. The audio design is fantastic.
Yeah.
It keeps that sort of crackly vinyl 1930s style thing going all the way through it.
Okay.
And it's almost like the whole thing's been played through a gramophone.
Yeah.
There is a lot to love about Cuphead.
I mean, Xbox was in dire need of some decent exclusives.
It wasn't.
It has indeed got one there, so that's something. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Cuphead is a wonderful little game.
Okay.
That I think actually broke into the mainstream in quite a big way.
Oh, definitely.
I know that a lot of people, they sort of expect games to be in a mainstream discussion that aren't, but I didn't think Cuphead was going to be one of those games. I thought it was going to be one that, people that love the games talked about for a while, but it actually was one that hit the mainstream discussion because of the way that it looked.
I've seen it crop up in a few Game of the Year discussions.
Yeah.
And it seems to have a bit of a buzz about it still, so yeah, it seems to be doing all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's our number 10.
Yeah.
Number 9, Nier Automata.
Very good game, that.
Or Automata.
Automata, Nier Tomato, so on and so forth.
Nier Tomato.
Nier Tomato.
Me and you voted for this.
Yeah.
Why did you put it in your top 10?
I didn't think I'd like it. I think I reviewed it because no one else was doing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll do this RPG thing, action RPG. And it turned out to be very involving. Had a nice story to it. The combat had that classic Platinum kind of slashy, jumpy, shooty. I like that. The enemies, odd thing to pick up on. The enemies are interesting. They're kind of big, rounded off, sort of cartoony robots. And I like that they weren't just sort of big evil robots. They were quite nice looking robots.
Yeah.
And also a lot of the feel as well. And the it's not an open world, but the areas you're in, that kind of overgrown city aesthetic, that kind of post-apocalypse thing is very nice. And also, the soundtrack, I think we've mentioned on a previous podcast of this.
Indeed we did.
Was indeed lovely. Very sort of sparse piano and stuff and very atmospheric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except when you got into a combat scene and it was all...
They went mental.
It was big guitars.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing for me about Nier is that it really subverts your expectations when you do your second playthrough.
Yeah.
Because you're going along and then all of a sudden it's like you experience that opening scene from a different point of view and you go, what the fuck's happening here? And then it just goes from there. Like I've not completed it as many times, or I've not played it through as many times as other people have, so I have yet to see everything that the game has to offer.
No, same, yeah.
But from what I've heard, from what I've read and from what I've seen, it's genuinely one of those games where I'm just like, that sounds fucking insane.
Yeah.
And you know, it's backed up by a creator who is...
I was going to mention him.
He is mental. Yoko Taro. He's brilliant. Yeah. I think, you know, you need to have a good personality to succeed in games at the minute, and he has an amazing personality. He's fantastic. So yeah, a lot of love for Nier Automata.
Yeah.
Automata.
Tomato.
And I think it's worthy of a spot on a Game of the Year list. I think...
I've heard people suggest it's their full-stop Game of the Year.
Absolutely, yeah.
Including Tom Riley on our Facebook page earlier.
Indeed,
Said
yeah.
so, yeah. I mean, he's wrong, but it's good... Sorry, Tom. But it's good that he put it up there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great game. There isn't a lot to love about it. I think... you know, you mentioned the characterization and stuff. I think the way that the characters are portrayed in their game is fantastic.
Yes.
I think the world design is... It could have very easily fallen into that trap of being quite dull, quite bleak, quite... just quite grey.
Yeah,
but it's a bleak world, but it's designed in such a way that it's not boring with it, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely.
And yeah, as you said, some of the boss fights are just...
Yeah, the huge bosses.
Ridiculous.
Always good in the video game. Like huge bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. Nier Automata.
Number 10. No, number 9, sorry. Number 9.
Yes. Is number 9.
Yeah.
Number 8 on our list...
Mate.
Is what some people may consider to be a controversial pick because of the fact that this game has been in early access for so long and it's only just been officially released.
DayZ. Oh, no, not DayZ.
No, DayZ's never coming out. PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Do you know what? I haven't got a PC. I'm not a PC gamer, so I have no opinion on this whatsoever. So it's all on you, baby.
Okay. Right. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is a game that I have had more fun with in a multiplayer situation than I think any other game.
It seems very appealing.
Probably ever.
Yeah.
Like, there was a good solid 2 or 3 months where I was playing PUBG and it was a nightly occurrence. Like, I'd come in, I'd hook up on Discord with the guys from work and we'd jump into a game, we'd play squads, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an entirely novel concept, but it's brought it to the mainstream in a massive way. Obviously, it's sold a shitload of copies. I should probably clarify this. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds appears on our list in the PC version.
Yes.
Like, it is the PC version of this game that we're putting on this list.
Yeah.
Because the Xbox version is fucked.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it. But yeah, so Charles has said here, the game mechanics are difficult to get used to, especially as you can often enter a game and have 0 chances to fire a weapon before you're deleted from the server.
Yeah.
However, when you get a chicken dinner, the adrenaline rush is tremendous. Very similar to clutching around in CSGO, dropping in as a squad is also great fun. This has been one of my favourite games to watch on Twitch this year as well, probably because I'm so bad at it. And yeah, the Twitch community around the game is ridiculous. Like, it's just a great game. The fact that they've only had one map for the vast majority of the year has meant that you've been able to, it's a huge map, and you've been able to learn the map, learn where things are, learn the mechanics. Yeah. And they've just released the new map with the 1.0 final, quote, final release.
Sure.
But I've never known a game that's been this fun. It's just brilliant, and I can't really fault it too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think PUBG has genuinely been a massive surprise for me, and one of the best moments that I've had, possibly in one of the funniest moments I've had in gaming, was that I was on the back of a motorbike being driven by someone, it was in my squad, going absolutely full pelt, just bombing it down this road towards this house. And then just as we got to the house, we hit a ramp like outside it, and I don't know what happened. Like, basically the game almost bugged out a little bit.
Yeah.
But we ended up going through a window on this motorbike. We ended up coming off the motorbike after we'd gone through the window. The motorbike carried on through a door and hit a person in another room.
Excellent.
And killed them.
Brilliant.
It was we laughed for about 5 minutes solid after that.
I bet the person who received the motorbike to the face did not laugh.
Oh man, it was so good. And like, it's full of little bits like that. I know the term emergent gameplay got thrown around a couple of years ago as the thing. But like, basically, here's an island, 100 people parachute onto it, go kill each other.
Yeah.
It's a great concept. Obviously it's Battle Royale.
Yeah.
But who cares? Like, it's great. I'm intrigued to see who the first person is to get the actual Battle Royale movie license. But man, PUBG has made multiplayer gaming fun this year for me.
Yeah.
Because, there was a point where if you went into a public server and you were on the plane and you turned the mic on, it was just screaming. Because it was basically all 100 people together in the plane initially. And it was just like you had some dude listening to hip-hop, some guy listening to country, some guy just screaming in Russian.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. I can't get across how much fun I've had with PUBG this year. It was my third choice. My third pick.
Really? Third?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've absolutely adored it.
Right.
It's just been... every so often there will be a multiplayer game that really gets its hooks into me.
Oh, yeah.
And PUBG has done that for me this year.
Yeah.
I know you're not a fan of the abbreviation of PUBG.
Well, it should be PB, shouldn't it? Because Player Unknown is one word and Battlegrounds is one word. So it should be just PB.
Yeah, but...
Not PUBG.
Yeah, but PUBG's good.
PB, mate.
Nah, mate.
PB.
Yeah, you're all right.
PB.
Next up,
PB.
we have... Not PB.
PB.
We have Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's it looks very fancy indeed.
Yeah. It's a game that looks stunning.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about that. And I put it in my list, as did Gary and as did Robin.
Yep.
Robin has said about Uncharted: The Lost Legacy that it managed to take us to another beautiful set of locations within the universe, while also expanding on the characters of several prominent supporting cast members. Musically, visually, and historically interesting, The Lost Legacy more than lives up to the highest of standards previously set by the series without feeling like a lightweight add-on or a retread of things that we've done before. Which is absolutely right. I think... Gary reviewed it for us, and he gave it the big 1-0.
He did.
He said that it was a game that he absolutely adored. I mean, he's a big fan of the series, so that was kind of... I was sort of expecting it, but I wasn't expecting a full-on 10 out of 10 from Gary, because Gary very rarely, or I think he's actually said before, he doesn't want to. He doesn't really want to give a 10 out of 10 because...
It implies perfection.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he said, The Lost Legacy is a familiar feeling game in terms of the mechanics, but thanks to changing direction for the series, it gives the franchise a fresh and exciting new approach. The game still has its spectacle and heart that the series is famous for, but thanks to a new story direction, character stories that haven't been explained in previous games and incredible set pieces, Naughty Dog has created another blockbuster and one of 2017's standout titles.
I think they went about it the right way. They picked out a small part of the Uncharted universe and expanded on it, rather than just bolting something on for the sake of it.
Yeah. I mean, initially it was scheduled to just be DLC.
Yeah.
Then it got released as its own standalone title.
Yeah.
And fair play to them, they stuck by the DLC promise. Like, if you bought the season pass or whatever it was called, you got the game.
Yeah.
Like, for free.
Yeah.
Which was,
that's cool.
A lot of people wouldn't have done that. So to wrap up today's podcast.
Okay.
So this is number 6.
Bring it to me.
And it's a game where you punch some Nazis. And you stab them with a tomahawk and you shoot them with like lasers and stuff.
So you're saying it's anti-Nazi, this game? Okay. Controversial.
Yes.
Not really controversial. Joking. Carry on.
with the laser gunning, or whatever it's called. It's Wolfenstein 2.
It's really good.
The new Colossus.
I know that me and both Matts off of the website played this.
Yep.
Absolutely loved it. I played it. I blasted through it in one weekend, which I regret slightly because I did like rush it a bit. I didn't spend as much time on some of the side missions and stuff.
Yeah.
But reviews are reviews. You got to get them done.
Absolutely.
And it's fucking wonderful. It's got a really good story. Takes a very interesting turn around the middle of the game.
Yeah, I don't want to discuss that because I've still got to play it. I've still got it upstairs because it was the cheapy option in Tesco.
Yeah.
I said, when it hits 20 quid, I'm going to get it. It hit 20 quid, so I got it.
Yeah. I managed to get through all those twists and turns, without having anything ruined. So I was playing it off, on release and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I fucking loved it. And I've heard people say it's a bit too silly. I don't think it is really. I think it kind of fits with the tone of the rest of the game. The shooting is wonderful. It feels satisfying. It looks amazing as well.
Yeah.
Also, there's my only annoyance with it really is that there is a certain bit in it that you're only in for a very small amount of time, which is the Roswell bit.
Right.
Which is I think it's in quite a few of the trailers as well. It's the bit where it's all very 1950s perfect America.
Oh yeah.
And there's the KKK dudes there and stuff. And you're not there for very long, really. And I felt like that would have been a really good level to kind of explore. And then the problem is a lot of levels are very sort of metallic corridor, underground base, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So that's the only issue with it, really. But it's great. The characters are wonderful as well. Mm-hmm. Even the ones that I hated when they were introduced really grew on me.
Cool.
Yeah. It's very good. It's a game with a lot of heart to it.
Yeah.
A lot of heart to it. Good story, good characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think it's quite cheap as well at the moment as well. I think you can get it pretty cheap.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, I picked it up for 20 quid.
Yeah. Well worth 20 quid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I should probably finish the New Order.
See, I didn't finish New Order. I played a certain amount of it. I didn't finish it. And I was fine with going straight to 2. Mm-hmm. It fills in the gaps fairly well for you. So I don't think it's not essential. I mean, obviously, if you have the luxury of time, do that.
Yeah, I mean, the luxury of time is something is getting away from us all.
Yes.
As we get our slow march to the grave on the go. But yeah, Wolfenstein 2 is a game that I want to play. Yeah. And I'm going to play.
Good.
I've bought it and I want to shoot some Nazis over Christmas.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our 10 to 6 rundown. If you want some stats, because everyone loves some stats.
Love stats.
The average score for the games ranged from 5.5 to 8. So I've sort of said, the highest total score is the way that we've sorted this out.
Yeah.
PUBG got a high score of 16. Okay. And that was because myself and Charles both put it at number 3.
Sure.
Which gave it 8 points.
Yep.
So that's an average of 8. And the highest vote in terms of score was a 9, which actually went to Wolfenstein.
All right.
So that was Matty G.
Matty G loves the Wolfenstein.
Mr. Golden, he was loving the Wolfenstein.
Yeah. And
he said it was his second favourite game of the year.
I've always said he's got good taste, Matt G.
You'll probably change your mind on that in a second. So
I know exactly what you mean by that as well. That's the thing.
Wolfenstein is the last game outside of the top 5.
Yeah.
And it's also the highest ranking game, as in somebody gave it the highest score outside the top 5, which was 9.
Yeah.
Basically, every game in the top 5 Somebody has said it was their favourite game of the year.
Excellent.
So we've got a really strong top 5.
Okay.
And we're gonna discuss that tomorrow.
Yes.
So we will see you tomorrow for our top 5 games of the year.
More of this.
Indeed. Goodbye.
Bye.